Hi, very welcome to my live stream here. A little bit earlier, but I guess with that accidentally live stream, yeah, I see there was one waiting, uh, participant. Okay, so yeah, I got the information that my video I made is no longer available. I do not know why, because it's listed on my site and there is no problem with that. It seems so from YouTube, but I got that question here, and I verified it, and it also does not work for me on different devices, and that's the reason why I will create that video now. Um, and I would say thanks for that information. I didn't realize it before, and so I say here thanks for that. Okay, what it is about here today in that live stream, it's about getting external data into Node-RED, yeah, from an external REST endpoint and make that variable and add some UI components. That all is related to my basic beginner Node-RED flow. I wrote a tutorial here where you can start because I support frequently hackathons, and I like Node-RED because Node-RED really helps to prototype and gives a lot of flexibility, yeah, and it's a little kind of visual programming, and you do not have too much to know about the programming language itself in some cases, yeah, you have to know JavaScript a bit, yeah, so, and then you reach a lot of. And that's the reason why I started, and here in that beginner flow, yeah, you get the information how to access a database, how to search in a database, in a non-SQL database, and display that in a UI. So that is the starting point, and with that, I got some questions, and that is all related to that topic. And if you want to follow the entire series and, and dig into different other topics, you should just open up that GitHub project and yeah, get the flows. So I will store also the other flows, and they are already stored there, which I will make and what I already made. Okay, let's start with the topic as promised with the external REST API. The first thing what you have to do when you want to get something into your Node-RED, yeah, on data, you have to know the data. So that's the data I want to use here. As you can see, that's available, and I do not know, there is no restriction, yeah, and there is no authentication there, and we can easily use it. What I used as an example, yeah, because it's very easy for the invocation, yeah, you can see here that's the invocation, and we can just copy the invocation here, yeah, of the REST API or REST endpoint, yeah, official available, and you can see here. So, and that is the data here. We can see, well, that's with the capital here. What I said, the capital city. I insert the capital city and get a lot of information about that capital city inside Europe. Yeah, what is with Tallinn and what does it all belong. So that is the objective we have. Yeah, we want to get that into our Node-RED flow. And now I go to the Node-RED flow, and that's the Node-RED flow I already have. That is the Absolut beginner Node-RED flow. Yeah, I will expand that example a bit. And when we take a look into that Node-RED flow, so we can see we have some different components already there. So that component will be useful for the next steps. That are the component, the nodes for visualizing stuff, yeah. And here we have some functions and outputs. But for the detail, we go to the, yeah, we will go through more yeah, about the documentation I already written. So now stop with that. I will import my existing example so that you can see it. And before we do that, I will open up that here my Node-RED flow. So here with the UI. So UI here. So you can see that are the visual components. I show that you can easily just insert some data and display the data and have the interactive session here. Yeah. So I can also add, for example, new data if I want, but I don't want to do that, and I can query the data, and that is what is already there. And I will put my additional information I get from that external REST endpoint and information I will put here into my flow. So what I have to do when I want to do that is, yeah, let me start with the very basic things before I grab the existing flow on my GitHub repository. It is always important, if you do not know it, yeah, the inject node. If you start something internal, yeah, here, that is the starting point. That is the starting point to get information from external, yeah, and you want to start it. So, and then the next is very easy, yeah. Here we have an REST, not a REST, an HTTP request, and that means when we wire that, when we start it, it triggers that node, and here we just paste what we have already here. Where was it? It was the capital city, yeah, with your Tallinn. Copy. Put it here, and we have already here the data, yeah, capital city. And then when we trigger that, it will request that, and we will get the data from that. And for sure we need here a debug node. It's always that you should have a debug node. And I like also to name it, yeah, to just name it. That is, we call it first try, yeah. So first try and deploy it. And now we can see, okay, that's great. That's all. So now I could end the stream right now, but at the moment I do not want only that. There is also a topic that we can format automatically here. What we got here in the input, in the JSON format, because later on when we examine this data, yeah, and we work with the data, it's normally done in JSON, and we will use the JSON object. That's easier, yeah, with just a string. So, and when we now invoke it, showed before, and that's strange. So now we can also see the object here. Okay. Yeah, it was a little bit strange behavior. So I do not know what the reason was for that. So that was the first try. So and then with that we got all we want. So with that we could normally end. But now I want to add my existing flow, and I want to describe a little bit what I already did. Yeah. So here now we import a flow which also contains the possibility to make it variable. So so I go to the GitHub project I have, and I just get the content of the HTTP request flow. Here, I just copy that. Copy. So, where is it? And then I can import it. And I will create a new flow with that. So, yeah, okay. Import copy. So, you can see that is what we already have. Yeah, so that was a little bit like here. And now we have here the timestamp. That means the timestamp, I make that a little bit variable with the information what I can see, what you can see here with the topic. So, and when we go now to the UI, so I have to go to the dashboard. So, let me see. Okay. Create a new group, and I call that group count. I added that group. I called it country. So, and with that we have the group country. So that should be now also available. We have here our home, we have the country available, and then I deploy it. So contains nodes, they are not properly configured. Okay, yeah, that's right. So now we need to assign it to a group, and I assign it to the group REST data country. Okay, and also that I assign it to the group REST data country. So, and then now you can see it. Yeah, I do not know. It was so easy in the preparation. Yeah, I did a little bit because I don't want to do all the steps once more, and I just also want to show, yeah, it is totally easy to do that. Yeah. That could be a little bit tricky. So when you import it, maybe you have to do that with the layout. And once more, and that's a good topic just to see. Yeah, here these are the UI elements and how they are organized on that side. And now we should have it on our that. Yeah, and you can see here is the burger menu. Yeah. And now we have this. So when now we say, for example, here London, and we submit it, and we see in the United Kingdom, and we say Berlin, yeah, Germany, and that works, yeah. And what is the difference here to that first flow? Yeah, what we see here with that flow. The difference is that I made it variable, and variable means that what happens here, we need here a variable. Yeah, and as you can see here also in the capital city in the invocation, yeah, description of that REST endpoint. On the documentation here on REST countries, AU. So you can see here that's our variable. Yeah. So here's the capital city, and that is exactly what I did. So I changed it. Yeah. And it is cool that it's only a get and you can just place it. And what I need here, I get from the payload, which is the input, I get the capital. And now is the question, where does the capital come from? And when we have here the UI component, yeah, you can see that's the label on the front end. When we go to the front end here, that's the label on the front end. What you can see here, yeah, what I show, and then we see that's the label, and that is the name. Yeah, that's the name inside the payload. So that means when we have all that's the cool thing to understand with these JSON objects. So we can directly access now that data with the capital name. Yeah. So and now we can access it. So we have it here. We got it. Yeah. Maybe we say here payload. We access the payload. Capital. So, and just to verify it once more, I want to show it with an extra debug node. So we just take a look here into the debug node. Yeah, and we should take a look here. Delete everything. So we say here London. And let us see what happened. Was it? Right, on our nodes. You should see it, the output. Okay, the form output, not from here. We want the, I want that. It's a strange behavior today, because you see it works and it does not. Yeah, no. Okay, London. I did the same. And you can see here, and that is the payload, and you can see here that's what we are all have here in that area. What is given us back with all that content here. Yeah. That is what is here, and that was, I said, with the capital. That was the name what we requested. Yeah, payload. And yeah, that's all to understand. And with that, yeah, you have a really easy ability just to get data from it. Okay, yeah. And now I can say maybe I can also enhance it a little bit with a next more difficult point of view that is about authentication. But I will end that stream, yeah, and I will directly start the next stream with the topic of authentication, because I also created an authentication example with Keycloak, with also a possibility to access external data. So this was totally easy. You see it, how it works. Sometimes be a little bit patient. Yeah. And give it a try, and yeah, that's all. Okay, we did the basic stuff, imported, had some problems with the first invocation and the setting of the UI, and then understand what happens with the request from the UI and how to make it variable, and using the debug nodes. And so I will end the stream, and I say thank you for watching. Bye. This next stream will be in a few minutes. Bye.